Today is Monday, August 4th, 2025, and it is Yom Sheni, second day of the week, 10th of Av. 5785, Parshat Vetchanan. The daily daf is Avodah Zarah 47. And this is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar, aka the Mercury Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar. And it is a calendar that has at least four different things, four different calculations, four different things that it's keeping track of. It's a solar calendar, a lunar calendar, a Julian calendar, a Daf Yomi calendar, and it's a Mercury calendar. And it's a Gematriatic thought calendar, which means it's used to calculate Gematrias in a timely manner and exploring the possibility of a Gematriatic order to the structuring of time. Timelines, thoughts that happen within a timeline, and the possibility of building new timelines. This calendar explores those things. And there's, over the years, many rules have been developed, many different things have been discovered, uncovered, and this is the stage, this summer, starting July 1st, I have been presenting it after it's turning 13 years old this summer, and I've been pointing things out about it every day for those who would find it interesting. And today, on this calendar, since it is a lunar and solar calendar, it takes into consideration both the secular date, the Gregorian calendar date, which is August 4th. August 1st is here. August 1st is 8. It goes by a sequence of 8 plus 9. That's one of the reasons why it's called the PL-89 Gematriatic Thought Calendar. The PL-89 goes to many things, but one of them is the fact that it's calculated by, the sequence is 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9, based on a verse in a passage in the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 20. Also interesting because it's 25:20 and now we're in 2025. 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9, and the cutoff is 40, for the reason that 40 is the gematria of the word Goel, which means Redeemer. And this is August, or it's Av. Because it's a lunar and solar calendar, it's the same, it's both the Hebrew calendar and the solar calendar, and the sometimes I call it the English calendar, but the Gregorian calendar, and it represents something a little bit more than that. The sun and the moon. And the planet Mercury has to do with a verse in the book of Exodus, chapter 2, with the first Goel, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses of blessed memory, who it's written in the verse, Vatitzpeneu shlosha yerachim, his mother hid him for 3 months. And Vatitzpeneu shlosha yerachim, this is, you're looking at 3 months. Now, what you're seeing here is 80 days. This would go, and under this 80, because it's 8 times 10, it also has to do with the 72 names, because it's 8 times 9, and it has to do with 90 days, because it's a full 3 months, and it can even go up to 91 days. But under this last box here, there's an invisible 10 days, and even in some cases 11 days, like the last cycle, it was 11 days because July had 31 days. If the Gregorian date has 31 days, then it can have even a 10-day twilight, it can be an 11-day twilight. So this new cycle, all the fixed, what they're called fixed months, is like Av, Of course, Av, August is considered the same month. And fixed months are months that are in the middle of the season, or the Tekufa. And all the fixed months are Av/August, November/Cheshvan, Shvat/February, and Iyar/May. These are the fixed months. And in the last dispensation, which is the third dispensation, it might not be the last. I think there'll be one more after that, which will be only 1 year. But this year, this is the 2-year dispensation where all of the fixed months are starting in the calendar. Therefore, this is Av, August, Cheshvan, November, Shvat, February, Iyar, and May. All those months are starting the calendar. So that would make Tisha B'Av, this year was August 3rd, yesterday, and the 10th day of Av is going to be 34. Now, there's a rule in this calendar that every box, you see how another reason why it's called PL, it stands for purple and lavender. You see how there's two colors of not the yellow and white or off-white, but rather the purple, and it could be violet or it could be just lighter purple, but if L can stand for lavender, and compared to this, it's lavender. So we're on box 34 because it goes 8, 17, 25, 34. That's today, the 4th. I was noticing a rule. Okay, the rule is that any of these two boxes can become one box because it's a thought calendar. A thought calendar, it's like if you have an idea on a certain day and you have this great idea and then you forget it. But then the next day you remember it. So what if that idea was attributed to that day, a day before it? What are you going to do now? The day is over. So this calendar tells you, no, it's not over. And I'm working and deliberating or considering doing even greater amounts of allowances, like opening up 3 boxes or 4 boxes or even a whole row, depending. But I think for now, in order to build something with definite, something that's solid, somehow limitations make it more real. I don't know why that is, but if it's limited to a certain confined space, it has more of a officialness to it until it can change, and it might change. But for now, if you think about in the thought world, today and yesterday are separated by a night, but if you took that night away, it would just be like one big day. So there's a verse in the Psalm that says that night will shine like the day. It seems to be a messianic verse. Definitely that's the feel that the day and the night will shine. It'll just, the light of this, there'll be so much light. It will be more light than there is now. Let's put it that way. Like everything illuminated, and so it's not just physically, like spiritually. And so, if I forgot something yesterday, which I did, today will allow me to go back into there and to bring it fresh, like it's new, like it's today. And I wrote the things down. Okay, here we go. 34 equals 74 equals chakuli. Okay, yesterday was Tisha B'Av, and Tisha B'Av, as I explained, was 36 on the lunar. Now 36 is 9, 3 and 6 is 9, which is Tisha B'Av. But what I didn't remember is that 36 is also the gematria of Eicha, and we read Eicha on Tisha B'Av. So not only is box number 36, see, you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9th of Av is 36. But on the 9th of Av, we read Eicha, and Eicha equals 36. The moment I said that, the minutes were 9:36. That's also part of it. What is next to 36? 5. Where did I hear that from? I heard that from, the Chakuli. There's a verse in Zephaniah 3:8 that says, Chakuli Neum Hashem. It's a verse that contains every letter of the Aleph Beis, every single letter plus all the Sofit letters, all the Benatzbach. It's the only verse in the entire Tanakh that is like that. But where did I hear that from? I heard that from someone named Daniel. Okay, Rabbi Daniel Gladstein. And what is the English gematria of Daniel? It is 45. And in the PL-89, this is 45. I heard this literally on the day of Tisha B'Av. I heard this from someone who the box is gematria that. Now here you're going to see just 5. So how can you tell me that 45 is 5? Or how can I tell you that? Or how can that make sense? It can make sense because in order for this PL-89 to be able to access any whole number, this calendar accesses every whole number ad infinitum. If you wanted to make sense of 3,591,000,000, it's here too. So how do you do that? There's only 40 numbers. And of course it's 80, but it's 40 and 40. How do you get to that number? It's called the rule of 40. And the rule of 40 is that any box that you look at is immediately considered plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40. Ad infinitum is contained in that box. So for example, the first box is 8. It's also 48. It's 88, it's 128, 168, 208, 248, etc. Ad infinitum. 2,000,008. And so, if you do that, then 5, of course, is going to be 45. The reason why it's 40, again, is the same reason that 40 is the cutoff point. 40 is the cutoff point because Goel is the measuring line, is the plumb line, the measuring reed, or the line of demarcation is what this whole calendar is about, the Goel. So, if I said 45, I said Geulah, because in Hebrew, the word Geulah is 45. But I also said Daniel, because Daniel in English gematria is 45. But I heard this from someone named Daniel on the day of the box. How did that happen? I didn't make that happen. And it's not just reading into it, it's just there. So that's an interesting thing. I heard it from Daniel, which is 45. Eicha we read on Tisha B'Av, and 36 equals Eicha. And 3 and 6 is 9, and that was Tisha B'Av. Okay? By the law of 40, 36 is also 76. 76 equals Tzemach in English gematria. Oh, by the way, I should mention that English gematria is a big factor in this. I've discovered, and I'm continuing trying to, I guess my thesis, you could say that my thesis is that English gematria is full of hidden secrets and wisdom and meaning as much, maybe not as much as, but just like Hebrew is. And people, I think, overlook that. They think that Hebrew is since it's the holy language, all the secrets are only contained in Hebrew and all the meaning, but that isn't true. If you look at English, there's some incredibly deep things, and I can demonstrate that in a different video. But for now, I'm using a lot of English gematria and Hebrew gematria. They're both. They work together. And that's also part of the reason for this calendar, because the sun and the moon. The sun is the non-Jewish world, and the moon is the Jewish world. And according to the Alter Rebbe of Chabad in Parshas Vayishlach in Torah Or, he says that the Geula, the redemption, is the incumbent, is based on, is necessary, just like Yaakov and Esav met, like in Parshas Vayishlach, and Yaakov gave him the gift to the whole thing. And so that is, he says it's like a parable, or it's like a example, or a type of Mashiach in a way, or redemption. So we're at 45 is Geula, 45 is Daniel, and I heard this from Daniel on Tisha B'Av, which was right here. And this is one rectangle, one thing, okay? And Tzemach, Tzemach equals 76, which is actually 36, because 36 plus 40 is 76. The word Mashiach, the way Chabad spells it. If you notice, Chabad will spell Mashiach with an O. Moshiach equals 76. And the word plant. Now, the boxes, it says 36, but permutations are welcome, are encouraged. And 63 is actually 36. And the word plant is the English translation of the word tzemach. So 36 is tzemach because tzemach is 76. And word plant is 36 in reverse. And it's the same box. Now, if it wasn't the same box, you could listen to me saying I'm just saying whatever I want to say and putting it all together. But they're directly connected to the same numbers. It's I don't consider that a stretch. And especially that they're happening within a logical order. They're not just any words. They're words that are related. Tzemach is a plant. Tzemach is, according to the rules here, in that box. Plant is, according to these rules, in that box also. So it's not a stretch. It's not just like making stuff up. There are rules and there's things that you can and cannot do. And so with that, there's a new thing. Okay, the word physical came up, which is 93, which is actually 13. Because 93, remember, minus 40 is 53, minus 40 is 13, and 13 is right next to 5. Okay, whatever's next to it, you can be connected. Now, here's a new thing. Chakuli is equal to 74, and 74 minus 40 is 34. From the 4th of August, and here it is. But I heard it yesterday. I didn't hear it today. But the box 34 is today. So it's still good. It's still fresh. It's like a refrigerator. So there's a new thing, and this might look like a stretch, but I'm going to allow it because if there's a particular word that is very relevant that came up in the day, and it's I don't have a name for this yet for this sequence, but it's where the Gregorian and the Hebrew meet. So let's say I'm on the y-axis, right? Or is it x? Anyway, I'm vertical, let's say, right? And I go down here, 1, and then 36, and they meet right here. So let's say 34 goes down 1, and 36, they meet at 22. So this one right here can also connect today, and only if it's very pertinent. And the reason why it's pertinent is because the word Menachem came up today, and Menachem equals 62, and 22 is 62, because 22 plus 40 is 62. Menachem equals Mashiach, and it also equals dollar. And I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I was very young, I was a little kid at the time, but when the Lubavitch Rebbe of blessed memory was alive, he used to give out dollars. His name is Menachem Mendel Schneerson. People connected him with Mashiach, except this way you spell Mashiach is with an A. Mashiach is 62, which equals Menachem, and in Hebrew, Menachem equals 138, which equals Tzemach. That goes back to the Tzemach that we were just talking about. So that's why it was very pertinent to today.